Hey guys, this is Aegis, and I did not sleep much last night. And this is going to be Game 3 between UC Davis and UC Berkeley. I'm going to mess everything up, probably, and I'm going to miss a lot of stuff, but that's okay. There's an exam this morning. It was not so great, and in this corner we have RKO, our pink Terran player. He's going to be playing for UC Davis, I hope that's correct. And his ally is going to be Spies, his orange Zerg ally. His opponents are going to be Pika, the blue Terran player, and the red Zerg player Hellfire from UC Berkeley. I really do hope that's alright, and Hellfire is actually doing a double gas cancel. I think that has actually been proven to be bad. I'm not too sure though, but I heard someone say it on a stream somewhere, that the double gas cancel is not as effective as the making an overlord on 10 or 9, making an overlord on 9. So there's the spawning pool coming up for Spies, and that's a pretty early pool here, and his ally RKO is walling off the front, knowing that his opponents do include a Zerg player who is also getting a pretty early pool of his own. His Terran ally is also proxying a barracks over here. Haven't missed anything so far, I think. There's the Overlord headed out of RKO's base. It'll probably park itself like down here somewhere. And by the way, this is the 2v2 map, Kydarian Depths. It has this nice little gold expansion there. I wish the rocks weren't there. Otherwise, this map is okay. I know there's a map that I really hate. I can't think of the name right now because, yeah, I just can't. There's the drone from Hellfire going to be scooting in here to see what RKO is doing. And over here, Pika is getting scouted by this SCV. There's an orbital command on the way for RKO, but no orbital command on the way for Pika, so that's really strange. And bad, actually. So you need to get an orbital command. It doesn't matter if you're rushing or not. Orbital commands are just so good. And there's Pika throwing up the remainder of his wall. Still no orbital command. And his opponent's orbital command is already dropping down the unit that grabs you 300 minerals, the Mule. There's a couple of Zerglings out in the field for Hellfire. And he's going to be under attack by a couple of Zerglings from Spies, but he does have a spine crawler, so he will be able to get rid of those Zerglings from his base. He does have a couple of extra ones out right now. And there's the stim pack coming up for RKO, as well as a couple of those Marines. Not doing too much right now, so we'll see what he's trying to do here. Maybe do a faster expansion. Nope, there's the barracks coming up, so possibly two barracks expand. Pika is making additional barracks, so that's barracks 3 through 5, considering this one over here as well. And I believe it has been scouted. I'm not sure why they're not cleaning that up, but with this number of barracks, he should be able to push out with a large number of Marines, finally grabbing the orbital command. And as of this point, RKO is already halfway done with his stim pack, so if that hits before their Marine all-in here from Pika, it's going to be not so pretty. And with all of these Zerglings out on the field for Spies, he is keeping a nice watch of what is going on with their opponents over here. There's a couple of Zerglings continuing to guard the top of that ramp. A couple of Marines retreating as well. Spies continuing to make tons of Zerglings. Nothing else coming out of his base for now. More Marauders and Marines coming out from RKO soon. He does have his stim pack almost done, and Pika is finally ready to push with his not too many Marines right now. His 5 racks is really late. Well, there's a lot of Zerglings out in the field for both the Zerg players right now. A little bit more so for Spies. And there's the Marines and Zerglings now pushing across. They are trying to get a little bit delayed here by these Zerglings, waiting for that stim pack to finish up. More Marines and Marauders coming out for RKO. He's going to need to hold this attack off. He does have that stim pack now, so this attack, I don't think it's going to work. There's just not enough Marines out on the field, and with stim pack, Marines with Stimpack are much better than Marines without RKO, actually, with a couple of idle SCVs as well. A couple of Zerglings trying to get in here to do some damage, but I think Pika and Hellfire, their rush has been held off. They need to pull back and figure out what else they can do in this game aside from rush. Maybe pick off these rocks and try to take a base, and it looks like RKO and Spies, the players from UC Davis, are now advancing across the field, and with that Stimpack, he is able to clean up a ton of those Marines and Marauders, and this army is going to be pretty devastating to deal with. There aren't that many Marines remaining for Pika or Hellfire, so they're going to be really hard-pressed to actually hold this off. A couple of Zerglings out on the field right now, and the Marines and Marauders pushing towards Hellfire's base, and they will be able to get in, and this is not a pretty sight to see. There's not enough Zerglings over here, and a couple of Marines trying to take out this relatively large army, and then they are going to go after the Terran player first. Going to be able to bust down this wall here, and a mule being dropped by RKO, so there's the GG out of Pika, and this game goes to UC Davis. Thank goodness that was not a long game. 2v2s are kind of hard to cast when they're long, and we're going to be headed to game 4. It is currently 2-1 in favor of UC Davis.